Once there was a boy named Saad, who lived in a village. He was 17 years old. His father was a farmer, who worked hard every single day. His mother took care of their home, and cooked simple meals. Saad had 2 younger sisters, who always looked up to him. The family did not have much money, but they had love. Every morning Saad would wake up before sunrise, to help his father. They would walk together to the fields, carrying old farming tools. The work was hard, but Saad never complained about his situation. He dreamed of becoming someone important in his life. One day, Saad was a bright student, who loved reading books very much. His teachers always praised him for his intelligence and dedication to learning, but his family could not afford to buy new books for him. He would borrow books from his school library and read them. Sometimes he would read the same book 3 or 4 times. His friends would often make fun of his old torn clothes. They would laugh at his worn-out shoes and broken school bag. But Saad kept his pain hidden deep inside his heart, always. He smiled in front of everyone, even when he felt hurt. One day his teacher announced a scholarship competition for talented village students. The winner would get money to study in the city college. Saad felt a spark of hope burning bright inside his chest. He knew this was his chance to change his entire future. He started preparing for the exam with complete focus and determination. He would study late at night under a dim kerosene lamp. His eyes would hurt, but he never stopped reading his books. As exam day came closer, Saad felt pressure building inside his mind. He wanted to talk to someone about his fears and worries. One evening he sat with his childhood friend Kamran, near the village. Saad opened his heart and shared all his deepest fears honestly. He told Kamran about his fear of failing the important exam. He shared how much pressure he felt to help his poor family. He explained how scared he was of letting everyone down badly. Kamran listened quietly and nodded his head in understanding at first. Saad felt relieved after sharing his pain with his trusted friend. He thought talking about his problems would make him feel lighter, but the next day something unexpected and hurtful happened to him. Kamran had told other boys in the village about everything. Soon everyone in the village knew about Saad's fears and insecurities. Some people looked at him with pity in their sad eyes. Others whispered behind his back when he walked past them slowly. A few boys even mocked him, saying he would fail badly. One boy laughed and said Saad was too weak for success. Another said poor boys like him could never achieve big dreams. These words cut deep into Saad's heart, like sharp, painful knives. Saad felt betrayed and deeply hurt by what had just happened. He realized he had made a big mistake by sharing everything. His pain was now entertainment for people who did not care. His vulnerability had become a weakness that others could exploit easily. He felt embarrassed to walk through the village streets anymore at all. The weight of everyone's judgment felt heavier than any physical burden. One afternoon, Saad sat alone by the river, feeling completely broken inside. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he questioned his own worth. An old man named Riemann passed by walking with a stick. Riemann was known in the village for his wisdom and experience. He had lived through many difficult years of hardship and pain. Everyone respected him because he always remained calm and strong inside. Riemann saw the pain clearly written all over Saad's young face. He sat down next to the boy without saying a word. After a few moments of silence, he spoke in a voice. "Why do you look so troubled today, my young friend here?" he asked gently, with care and concern for the boy. Saad hesitated at first, but then shared what had happened recently. He told Riemann about sharing his fears with his childhood friend. He explained how his pain had spread throughout the entire village. He described how people now mocked him and looked down on him. The old man listened carefully to every single word patiently and quietly. When Saad finished speaking, Reuben picked up a small smooth stone. He threw it into the flowing river and watched the ripples. "Do you see how one stone creates many ripples across water?" Reuben asked the boy while pointing at the expanding circles. Saad nodded his head slowly, wondering what the old man meant. "Your pain is like that stone you throw into people's lives." Reuben explained wisely to him clearly and slowly with deep meaning. "When you share your pain, not everyone will understand it properly." Reuben continued speaking in his calm, wise voice to young Saad. "Some will use it against you to make themselves feel better," he said with sad, knowing eyes that had seen much. "Others will spread it around like gossip for their entertainment only," he added, shaking his old gray head with disappointment. "Very few people truly care about your struggle and real growth," Reuben said, placing a hand on Saad's trembling shoulder gently. Reuben then shared a story from his own difficult past life. "When I was young like you, I faced many terrible hardships." He began speaking slowly, remembering his youth with a distant look. "I lost my father when I was only 15 years old," he said with pain still visible in his old weathered face. "My family had nothing and we struggled to eat every day." He continued describing those dark and hungry times with sadness. "I worked as a laborer, carrying heavy stones on my back," he explained, showing his still strong but aged and tired arms. "I wanted to share my pain with everyone I met back then," Reuben admitted honestly to Saad without any shame at all. "But I learned something important through my painful experiences and mistakes," he said, looking directly into Saad's eyes with intensity. "The world does not reward you for showing your pain openly," he stated firmly with conviction in his strong, steady voice. "The world respects strength and rewards those who overcome silently and persistently," he added, nodding his head with certainty and confidence. "Strong minds do not broadcast their struggles to everyone around them." Reuben taught Saad this important lesson while the river flowed beside them. "They suffer silently and work harder than anyone else does daily," he explained with admiration for such strong, determined people everywhere. "They turn their pain into power and fuel for success," he said, clenching his fist to show inner strength and determination. "They share their victories, not their struggles, with the world," he concluded wisely, letting his words sink deep into Saad's mind. Saad listened with full attention, absorbing every word the wise man said. Something changed deep inside his heart at that very moment. He realized that sharing his pain had only weakened his position. It had given others power over his emotions and mental state. It had distracted him from his real goal and main purpose. He made a decision right there by the flowing river's edge. He would never share his pain with everyone again in life. From that day forward, Saad became a completely different person inside. He stopped talking about his fears and worries to other people. He stopped seeking sympathy or validation from anyone around him at all. He focused all his energy on preparing for the important exam. When people mocked him, he simply smiled and walked away calmly. When they tried to provoke him, he remained completely silent always. His silence confused the people who wanted to hurt him badly. They expected him to react with anger or visible sadness or pain. But Saad gave them nothing to feed their mean, cruel spirits. He became like a rock in a storm, standing firm always. His mind grew stronger with each passing day of focused study. His determination became unbreakable, like iron forged in hot burning fire. Saad woke up every morning at 4 o'clock without fail. He studied for hours before going to help in the fields. After working all day, He would study again at night tirelessly. His hands had blisters from farming, but his mind stayed sharp. His body was tired, but his spirit remained strong and alive. He read every book he could find in the small library. He solved every practice question until he understood it completely and perfectly. People in the village noticed the change in young Saad clearly. He no longer looked sad or defeated by life's hard circumstances. His eyes showed determination and fire burning bright from deep within. His walk showed confidence even though he wore the same clothes. Some people began to respect his silent strength and dedication secretly. Others continued to doubt him and predict his certain failure ahead. Finally, the exam day arrived, bringing both fear and hope together. Saad walked to the examination center with a calm, peaceful mind. He did not feel nervous because he had prepared very well. He had kept his struggles private and his focus sharp always. He entered the examination hall with confidence radiating from his being. For 3 hours he wrote his answers carefully and thoughtfully. When the exam ended, Saad felt a sense of peace inside. He had done his very best, and that was enough. He did not tell anyone how the exam went for him. He simply returned to his daily routine of work and study. Weeks passed by slowly as he waited for the important results. People in the village asked him constantly about the exam repeatedly. He would only smile and say nothing to them at all. Then one morning, a letter arrived at his small, humble home. Saad's hands trembled slightly as he opened the sealed, important envelope. His mother and sisters gathered around him with hopeful, anxious faces. His father stood in the doorway, watching his son with pride. Saad read the letter once, then read it again in disbelief. He had not just passed the difficult exam successfully at all. He had secured the first position among hundreds of talented village students. He had won the scholarship to study in the city college. His hard work had paid off in the most beautiful way. Tears filled his eyes, but these were tears of pure joy. His family hugged him tightly, celebrating this wonderful achievement together happily. His mother prayed, thanking God for blessing her son so greatly. News of Saad's success spread quickly throughout the entire village community. The same people who had mocked him now praised him highly. The boys who had laughed now looked at him differently. His friend Kamran came to apologize for betraying his trust badly. Saad forgave him, but he never forgot the important lesson learned. The village organized a small celebration to honor Saad's great achievement. People gathered in the village square to congratulate the young boy. The headmaster of his school spoke about his dedication and hard work. Local leaders praised him as an inspiration for all village youth. When it was Saad's turn to speak, he felt nervous initially. But then he remembered the lesson old Reisman had taught him. I am grateful for this opportunity to change my life completely. Saad began speaking to the gathered crowd with a steady voice. I want to share one important lesson I learned recently here. He continued, looking at all the faces watching him closely. Never share your pain with everyone you meet in life, he stated firmly and clearly for all villagers to hear well. Most people cannot handle your pain or do not care enough, he explained honestly, without anger or bitterness in his tone at all. Some will use your pain against you when you are down. Saad continued teaching what he had learned through painful personal experience. Others will spread your struggles like gossip for cheap entertainment only, he added, remembering how his words had been twisted badly. Very few people will truly support you in your darkest moments, he said, acknowledging the reality of human nature and society honestly. So keep your pain private and let your success speak loudly, he concluded powerfully, with conviction and newfound wisdom beyond his young age. The crowd listened in complete silence to his powerful, honest words. Many people felt ashamed of how they had treated young Saad. Others nodded in agreement, understanding the deep truth in his message. Old Reisman stood at the back smiling with great pride. He knew his lesson had found a worthy student in Saad. Saad prepared to leave for the city to begin his studies. His family was sad to see him go but proud. He packed his few belongings in an old worn bag. The night before leaving he went to visit old man Reisman. He wanted to thank the wise man for changing his life. "You changed my entire perspective on life and struggle, sir," Saad said with deep gratitude and respect in his sincere voice. "Your wisdom saved me from destroying myself with unnecessary sharing and complaining," he added, remembering that important day by the flowing river. "I will never forget the lesson you taught me that day." He promised with all his heart, meaning every word spoken. Reisman smiled warmly and placed his hand on Saad's young shoulder. "You were always strong inside, you just needed to realize it," he said with pride in his eyes, looking at the boy. "Remember this lesson when you face new challenges ahead in life," he advised, knowing the journey would not be easy always. "The city will test you in ways the village never did," he warned, preparing Saad for the reality of his new life ahead. "Keep your struggles private and your mind focused on goals always," he reminded the boy one final important time before departure. "Strong minds suffer silently and rise powerfully without seeking constant attention or sympathy," Reisman taught, giving his final words of precious wisdom to young Saad. "They do not waste energy explaining their pain to people repeatedly," he said, shaking his head at such wasteful, useless behavior. "They use that energy to overcome obstacles and achieve their dreams," he explained, showing the better path to take in life. "Be one of those strong minds and you will succeed greatly," he concluded with absolute certainty and faith in Saad's bright future. Saad left his village the next morning with a changed mindset. He carried no bitterness about what had happened to him before. Instead, he carried a powerful lesson that would guide him forever. He understood now that pain is a private battle to fight. Sharing it with wrong people only makes the burden much heavier. True strength comes from suffering silently and working harder than others. In the city, Saad faced many new difficult challenges and obstacles. He missed his family terribly, especially during long, lonely nights. The studies were harder than anything he had faced before. Money was tight and he had to work part-time. Sometimes he felt overwhelmed by the pressure and constant stress. But he never shared his struggles on social media platforms. He never complained to everyone around him about his hard life. He remembered Reisman's words during every difficult moment he faced bravely. He kept his pain locked inside and converted it into motivation. He studied harder when others went out to enjoy and party. He saved money when others spent carelessly on unnecessary luxury things. He focused on his goals when others got distracted by life. 5 years passed by quickly with hard work and silent dedication. Saad graduated with top honors from the prestigious city college finally. He got a good job that paid well and helped others. He sent money home to support his loving family every month. He helped his sisters get education just like him before. He never forgot where he came from or the lessons learned. Years later, Saad returned to his village as a successful man. Children looked at him with admiration in their bright young eyes. Young boys and girls asked him for advice on life regularly. He always shared the same powerful message with them all clearly. "Never share your pain with everyone you meet in your life," he would say firmly, remembering his own painful past experiences. "Most people are dealing with their own battles and struggles daily," he explained with understanding and compassion for all human suffering.
They do not have the capacity to carry your burden too, he added, acknowledging the limitations of human empathy and care honestly. Some will pretend to care but secretly enjoy your suffering, he warned, knowing this dark truth about some people's cruel nature. Strong minds keep their pain private and personal, always inside themselves. Saad taught with authority from experience, not just theory or books. They suffer in silence without seeking attention from everyone around constantly. He explained, showing the dignity in private struggle and growth. They work on solutions rather than broadcasting problems to the world, he said, emphasizing action over complaining and talking uselessly. They let their success do the talking when time comes finally. He concluded, powerfully inspiring many young people to follow this wise path. Your pain is your fuel, not your identity or personality ever. Saad reminded everyone listening carefully to his words of hard-earned wisdom. Use it to push yourself forward, not to pull others down, he advised, showing the positive use of suffering and hardship. Guard your struggles like precious secrets until you overcome them completely. He taught, emphasizing the power of privacy and focused silent work. Then share your story of victory to inspire others genuinely. He said, showing when sharing becomes powerful and meaningful to society. Saad's story spread beyond his village, inspiring thousands of struggling young people. His message was simple but incredibly powerful and life-changing for many. The secret of strong minds is not avoiding pain completely. The secret is knowing who deserves to witness your pain. Not everyone who asks about your struggles truly cares about you. Not everyone who listens wants to see you succeed in life. Strong minds understand this truth deeply and live accordingly with wisdom. They build walls around their pain to protect their peace. They work silently while others talk and complain loudly about everything. They rise quietly while others make noise, seeking attention and validation. They share victories, not the process of painful struggle and growth. Remember that your pain is temporary, but your reaction is permanent. If you share your pain with wrong people, it becomes gossip. If you keep it private and work hard, it becomes inspiration. The choice is always yours to make wisely every single time. Be like Saad, who learned this lesson early in his life. Protect your peace by protecting your pain from careless people. Let your silent hard work speak louder than any words could. Let your success be the answer to all doubts and mockery. This is the secret of strong minds that never give up. Your struggles are creating your strength silently and powerfully every day. Do not weaken that strength by sharing it with everyone carelessly. Keep your pain private and your goals clear and focused always. Work in silence and let success make all the noise. This is the secret of strong minds that change their destiny. This is the lesson Saad learned from wise old man Reef. This is the message that can change your life completely today. Never share your pain with everyone because not everyone deserves access. Your pain is sacred and your strength is built in silence. Remember this always and you will rise higher than ever before. Motivational lesson: strong minds suffer silently, work relentlessly, and let their success speak. Never share your pain with everyone. Most people cannot handle it, some will use it against you, and very few truly care. Your pain is fuel for growth, not entertainment for others. Keep it private, stay focused, and rise powerfully.